Hola, minasan! Welcome back for another round of Tabletop Gaming. Today is some more Commander analytics, more Magic Commander analytics, and last week was pretty cool. With Sithis over the weekend, and then I played my Kaheera the Orphanguard deck, which was originally my Silvo's Rogue Elemental deck, but I threw in Kaheera because Kaheera gives Beasts, along with a few other creature types, a +1/+1 boost, and Vigilance, which is pretty freaking awesome. So it proved to be a very good commander. So let me give you the quick rundown on what happened in that pod. It played very well. It did very good, all things considered. Unfortunately, the board wipes are a killjoy, which I for one was a part of. I was a party to. I got hit with the whole pod got hit with this creature from I think it was a black demon creature. It gave my opponent delivered -4/-4 to all of our creatures and effectively eliminated all of my mana dorks. So it made it very hard for me to bring out my beasts, because this is a very purposefully designed slow deck. But he also made sure that his creatures were protected, because he played artifact creatures and they were high powered. So he had an entire army while me and the rest of the pod had no creatures out. So I Nivenerial disc the whole entire playing field and wiped out all the artifacts. No, I didn't Nivenerial disc. Sorry, that was a whole different thing. I used no. It was Nivenerial's disc. Yeah. I Nivenerial disc. Everyone to oblivion. I got it right. Or do I have the right game? Oh no, I was thinking of Ryu, wasn't it? It doesn't matter. The point is, I never Nerial disc. I never Nerial disc everybody out, just so I can avoid the chaos. And it was very interesting too, because we decided to do something very special in that pod, and what we did was Plane Chase and Vanguard. Vanguard is a very old magic modification type of thing, like Plane Chase, but it's with individual characters that's supposed to be like your partner character or something, similar to a commander, but not a commander in a way. And so it was pretty chaotic. It was pretty chaotic. Lasted almost 4 hours. That whole entire pod, but it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. Unfortunately, I ended up with Miri. What Miri does that basically I could tap for any color, and Kaheera is more monocolored deck, despite Kaheera being green white identity. But it's primarily a mono green deck, so I kind of got hosed on the Vanguard side. But nevertheless, it was fun. Unfortunately, I proved to be the far bigger threat than I could have imagined, because everybody took me out fast, because they didn't like all the beasts that I was coming out with. But overall, the deck did pretty good. Despite getting slammed a lot. It held up very long, you know, and I took a lot of risky chances and everything. So basically, what I want to try and do is improve upon this deck very fast. I got to improve upon it, and get this thing working good. So let us do some analytics here. There we go. Let's pull up Kaheera Orphanguard. There we are. So, Kaheera Orphanguard comes in with 35 lands. 3 of them are actually Urzatrons. The rest are all forests. 32 creatures, 17 enchantments, 3 sorceries, 5 instants, 7 artifacts, 0 miscellaneous. Mana abilities. So mana abilities are cards that have the tap symbol, or anything that has a phrase similar to wild growth. Those are mana abilities. It's the fastest ability, the fastest speed in Magic the Gathering. So I have 35 of those, which are lands that, including Urzatrons, that have that tap ability. That means that no other card type, no instant, no sorcery, nothing can be faster than a mana ability tap. A mana ability. I have 7 mana dorks that provide me with mana ability. I have 2 enchantments that does that, and I have 4 artifacts. This 4 artifacts here is something that I might want to try and rectify. I'm having 4 just so that way I can have a little bit more assistance with mana. My mana curve at the moment, as of this past weekend, this past playthrough, I have 6 1 mana cards, 7 2 mana cards, including the commander up here at the top. I have 23 3 mana cards. I have 14 4 mana cards, 5 mana cards, 5 6 mana cards, 3 7 mana cards, 1 9 mana card, 1 10 mana card, and 1 12 mana card. And then finally here, then over here on the power and toughness meters, I have 5 cards that have 1 power, 8 cards each at 2 and 3 power. Creatures, I have 1 card that's a 4 power creature, 4 creatures with 5 power. I need to phrase that properly. Sorry about that. 2 creatures with 6 power. 1 creature with 7 power, 1 creature with 8 power, 2 creatures with 9, 1 creature with 10, and 1 creature with 13. I also have on the toughness meter 6 creatures with 1 toughness, 10 creatures with 2 toughness, 6 creatures with 3 toughness, 2 creatures with 4, 5, and 6 toughness each. I have 1 creature with 7 toughness, 1 with 8, 2 with 9, 1 with 10, and 1 with 13. As for tactical, draw, basically it's cards that say draw 1 card, or draw a card, or draw X cards. I have 6 cards that do that. Search cards that do like Kodama's Reach or Rampant Growth, they will say search. I have 3 of those cards. Recovery cards that tell you to take a card from the graveyard or from exile back to your hand or into the battlefield or into your deck. I have 2 of those. Top deck. The criteria for top deck, there's are cards that'll tell you to reveal the top card of your deck or look at X number of cards in your deck. Sometimes they'll tell you to shuffle the rest, like brainstorm, shuffle the rest into the bottom of your deck. That's top decking because it's not an actual card draw in the truest of sense. It's just allowing you to look at the top layer of your cards, pick what you want, and do things. Scry is one of those, as well as Surveil. That's a new mechanic I learned after 13 years, thanks to Murders of Karloff Manor. Others like Rowan. Or Abundance, they let you do that kind of stuff. So I have 11 cards in this deck that have top deck capabilities. And in terms of removal, I only have 3 cards that send cards to the graveyard. I have nothing to exile, nothing to send cards to the hand, and nothing to return to my opponent's deck. So that is the logistics. So here's our analytics. And we're going to need to solve one of the major issues here, like I said, is the artifacts. I think 4 is just not good enough. But the problem is that a lot of the key cards that I need in order to pull off what I'm trying to pull off is going to be difficult to remove. So the objective... there we go. So the objective of Kaheera, what she does the companion ability is a specialized ability that Wizards of the Coast had to nerf extraneously because it proved to be too overpowered and such. So it's largely ignored, and this can be treated as a commander. But what it does is that it kind of modifies your commander deck, and it acts as a secondary commander that you can play out that you send directly to your hand, but it doesn't have to go into your deck like a commander does. Um, but it's not very a very good effect, but it can be ignored because that's something that happens in the command zone. That's something you don't have to really dedicate to doing, how you say. But it's a cat beast. It comes with vigilance, and its ability is each other creature you control that's a cat, elemental, nightmare, dinosaur, or beast gets +1/+1 and has vigilance. It's a green white commander, and the fact that it gives my creatures +1/+1 and vigilance is excellent. It's actually pretty cool. And so I made this a very, very beast heavy deck because it was supposed to work because they were supposed to go alongside. They were supposed to play alongside Silvo's Rogue Elemental, but I felt a synergetic creature would help out, which made more sense than anything else. So yeah, Kaheera for 3 mana to give all that is pretty powerful and made itself a very very easy target to get knocked down and sent back to the command zone. And it became very difficult for me to bring it back into the command zone because of the way this goes. But here's the whole objective now, because if you've seen as you saw in my analytics, I have a lot of creatures with high costing mana, despite having 23 3 costing mana creatures. That's primarily because the beasts are really clocking in very heavy. A vast majority of enchantments and mana dorks are what's 3 and under, which is by far the miracle in all this. To have such a fairly low costing thing. But I am playing beasts like Frozen Cloud Scraper. It costs 10 mana to cast. That's seven generic and three green. Uh, and it's got an upkeep also of 2 mana. So I gotta keep paying it. It also has a morph cost, but its morph is only 1 mana less than its actual cost. So it's kind of a waste of time. But it's a 13/13 creature, and as you can see, it's very very expensive to play. Even if I have the mana dorks or any way to ramp up bringing lands out, it's still very very high costing, especially with other creatures like Nyxborn Behemoth and the Frozen Colossus. They both got 10. Let's see, 12 mana for the Nyxborn Behemoth, 9 mana for Frozen Colossus. The good thing about the Nyxborn Behemoth is that its effect says this spell costs X generic mana less to cast, where X is the total mana value of non-creature enchantments you control. And given that this is a very enchantment heavy deck, because it needs to be enchantment heavy for what I'm doing to play it, it could come out very quickly, very 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 quickly, thankfully. But if I don't get the enchantments out, then Nyxborn Behemoth's effect is not going to be impactful, and I could end up finding myself needing 12 mana to execute it. But I do have these very very high costing creatures, Frozen Colossus, Colonium Behemoth, and I'm thinking of adding in also the dinosaurs, and they come in with very high mana as well. But I still haven't decided yet on that one. But I do have these very high costing, especially on the sixes. So Terra Stomper, Needle Shot Gurna, Rampaging Baloths, Spearbreaker Behemoth, and Giant Warhog. These are basically the heavy hitters, and they're very high costing. And the whole idea is to get them out without paying those costs. And how that works, very simple. I got the Merlodont here. Oh yeah, and Montethurium, and now he has. Sorry, I do have a handful more here, of very high costing monsters here. Um, Adaptive Snapjaw, which is 5 mana. Nylea's Forerunner. Brontotherium, which has 6, and Berserk Molodont. So overall, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have 13 beasts that's clocking in at between 5 and 12 mana to cast. I do have some smaller beasts, like Crows and Vorrine, which is 4, and Sylvan Brush Strider, which is 3, for example. But the bulk of the beasts are very high costing, and that means that they're very slow to bring out. And how do I bring all these monsters out to unleash unspeakable evil to everybody? It's to help with these enchantments and mana creatures. Um, let's see here. Let me get this lined up. Here we go. Yep, yep, yep. Oh yeah. So basically, what happened? What this deck is gonna do to help me out? Oh, here's a Histrodon, with 5 mana. Yeah. So yeah, yeah. I have a lot. I have a lot of horrific monsters. Let's see here. Let me just make sure I got it all out. Because what these guys do, these particular cards do. There we go. Which I have a whole bunch of. Let me remove the beasts. I'll keep Kaheera there for you. Is this here? I have creatures. Creature-wise, I have Muldaya Channelers. Muldaya Channelers says play with the top card of your library revealed. As long as the top card of your library is a creature card, Muldaya Channelers gets +3/+3. As long as the top card of your library is a land card, Muldaya Channelers has tap, add 2 mana of any color to your mana pool, which is pretty cool. If I want to, since I got white, if I want to throw in some, like toss in a quick white, but that'd be too risky. Oracle of Muldaya, which says you may play an additional land on each of your turns. Play with the top card of your library revealed. You may play lands from the top of your library. So I got a bit of the. I do have ramp. I should have noted that. I also have Cursor of Crufix. Play with the top card of your library revealed. You may play lands from the top of your library as well. And whenever a land enters the battlefield, I gain a life from that's the landfall effect. I also have Garruk's Horde, where it has Trample. Very expensive card, but I get to play with the top card of your library revealed, and may cast the top card of your library if it's a creature card. 7/7 creature. It's got 7 mana, so again, that's his. There's a. It's a bit of a crazy thing there. In terms of artifacts, I have Crown of Convergence. Play with the top card of your library revealed. As long as the top card of your library is a creature card, creatures you control that share a color with that card gets +1/+1. Put the top card of your library on the bottom of your deck. That's green and a white, which is a good way to get rid of any cards that interfere. That block me out from getting the effect. It makes perfect sense. And again, it's green and white. I got Kaheera, who's green and white, and I have creatures that can give me white, like Elven Chorus. Elven Chorus. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may cast creature spells from the top of your library. Creatures you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color. Let's see here. So you're probably sitting there and saying, "Well, this is a bit crazy. You're playing with the top cards of your deck, but you can always play them off from your hand, which is true. Although they help speed through the deck. But the reason why is because I have these 5 particular cards that do a little interesting thing with the cards revealed. And I made sure that I spoke with the local magic judge over at the store that I play at with the pod. We'll start with abundance. If you would draw a card, you may instead choose land or non-land. Reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a card of the chosen kind. Put that card into your hand and put all other cards revealed this way on the bottom of your library in any order. Great land ramping there. It's a great way to get land down. If the top card of my deck happens to not be a a creature card, happens to be not be a land card, if I I'll know ahead of time, and I can always just ignore it rather than guess it. Find myself guessing it with the top card revealed, thanks to Moldaya and the others. Then I could just be like, okay, now that I know that this is gonna be my card draw, I'll ignore it and get myself a land. Another one is Rowan. This is a very big deal. What Rowan does is reveal the first card you draw each turn. Whenever you reveal a basic land card this way, you draw a card. So again, if I see that it's going to be a land card, I'll know that I can be able to get that extra card draw instead of going through guessing games and such. I won't lose my card if it's a creature or anything else, but it gives me the it'll help me advance faster and get that second draw if I need it. The next one. Next one is Descendant's Path. This one is from Lost Caverns of Ixalan. At the beginning of your upkeep, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card that shares a creature type with a creature you control, you may cast it without paying its mana cost. If you don't cast it, put it on the bottom of your library. So, once again, if the top card that I see is a creature card, I can just automatically play it. I can automatically play it during my upkeep. I don't have to waste time, guessing or top decking, and then I could be able to get access to my next card, and that kind of stuff. Next is Evolutionary Leap. Evolutionary Leap, you tap a green, sacrifice a creature, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card. Put that card into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. So again, if it's revealed, the top card revealed is a creature card, I can just do it. I don't have to worry about going through the whole process. It's like, now I know ahead of time and I can just Evolutionary Leap it. Oh, look, I happen to have this creature card. It goes to my hand. Just like that. I'll lose a creature in the process, but the point is that I can get I can get through the deck faster. And finally, this was the card that gave me the idea to build the deck this way, and that is Call of the Wild. Call of the Wild is 2 mana and 2 green. Reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card, put it into play. Otherwise, put it into your graveyard. Now, this is the key thing. That is the put it into your graveyard part. Because if you play this card with your deck, the top of the deck face down, you're guessing, and you're gonna lose important vital cards. But with the cards flipped face up, thanks to again Moldaya, the chorus, so on, I already know what's at the top, and thankfully, because this is not mandatory, much like Evolutionary Leap, this is a 2 mana. This is instant speed. I can activate it at any time I want. I'll be like, oh, look, it's a creature here. I'll tap 4 and I'll play it. And why is that very important? Well, because again, these creatures I have are clocking in at 10 mana. They're clocking in at 10 mana. They're clocking in at 12 mana. They're clocking in at 5 mana. They're clocking in at 6 mana, and so on. So with with Call of the Wild, I'm paying 4 mana to play these big, giant, top-heavy beasts and bringing them out with no problem. Same goes with cards like. Same goes with enchantments like Descendant's Path, where it allows me to play a creature card. That lets me play a creature card from the top of my deck. without any problem. Mm, you see, because I don't have to reveal it, I'll know it's there. I still have to cast it without, and I could cast it without paying its mana cost, so it's always going to be a free drop. So, oh, look at that. It's a creature. Here's my upkeep. Now I got my 7 mana creature out on the field, and now I get to, reveal the next card, and it turns out to be something else. And if if they work in combination, let's say, for example, Descendant's Path and, let's see, what's a good combo? Abundance. So let's say that Descendant's Path and Abundance comes out, then no matter what, I'm gonna be bringing cards out. Mm, let's see here. So like if I bring if the top card revealed is a creature card, I play for free with Descendant's Path in the upkeep. Then I get to draw. Then I revealed the card again with Moldaya or any of the top reveal cards, and if it happens to be a land, I could just activate Abundance and draw a card. Mm. Let's see here. What's cool is I could choose land or non-land. Sorry. I could choose a land or non-land permanent. So whatever the next card is, I could just scoop that up very easily. I could put that into my hand without what I'm saying, like I could call it right then and there. So if the next card that gets revealed after I do Descendant's Path is an artifact, then I'll say artifact, and that's it. Non-land, sorry. I have to say non-land, according to rules. You either say land or non-land. Oh, that's an artifact? Okay, non-land. Boop, right into my hand. Um, it's kind of weird saying that. It seems a little counterintuitive with abundance, but it gives me flexibility because I'll know exactly what I gotta do. Rowan helps out also because I'll know if I'm gonna have an extra card draw. It's a little weird. It's a little weird. But that's the whole point. The whole point, though, overall, is to get the creatures out. It's not so much the land part; it's the creatures. To bring out these heavy hitting 9 power, 10 power, 13 power beasts and smash my opponents with. Go to town, scare everybody, with an army of creatures that I only have to pay either 4 mana or drop for free, which is extraordinarily scary. It's purposefully designed to be slow. Think of it as a truck. It's designed to be like a Mack truck. Once it's done, it's designed to be a Mack truck. It's not intended to be ultra fast, but it is intended to be ultra scary because the second the engine is running, and I could start dropping the creatures, it's like now players are either gonna start taking the hits, or they're gonna need to get the creature wipes and really hurt me hard, and it will hurt hard. But my only 2 recovery cards overall happens to be let's see, no, these are the beast here. My protections in terms of returning cards, I have fungal rebirth, and let's see here. Where are you at? I got you. I just grew. Nope. Let's see. That would be. Oh, here it is. It was right in front of me. Nature Spiral. Nature Spiral. Return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. An easy 1 mana and a green to cast. And Fungal Rebirth, 2 mana and a green to cast. Return target permanent card from the graveyard to your hand. If a creature died this turn, I get to create 2/1/1 green sapperling creature tokens. So there we go. In terms of recovery, in terms of protection, it was pretty obvious that given how slow my deck would, how deliberately slow my deck is, this deck is, I had to throw in at least a little defensive measure, and 2 of those defensive measures happens to be good old classic Fog. Creatures deal no combat damage this turn, straight from Mirage, and Familiar Ground from Weatherlight. Each creature you control cannot be... Oh, no, sorry. This is familiar ground. Sorry. That's not the one. It's Respite. Where's Respite? I am sorry about that. Where's Respite at? Here it is. Respite. Creatures deal no combat damage this turn, and I gain 1 life for each attacking creature. So sure, swing that army at me. I'm just gonna block that army of 20 zombies, and I'm gonna take 20 life in return. So let's go to where my concern is at, and that is the mana rocks. I got Thran Dynamo here. Here's Thran Dynamo. Add 3 colorless mana to your mana pool. I got the Sol Ring, because Sol Ring is most definitely needed in this deck. Sol Ring is a must. Sol Ring. Let's see here. I have Mind Stone. Here is Mind Stone. Tap to add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool. Play this, and for 1 mana and a tap, I can sacrifice this card and draw a card. Good card draw. And I have the Hedron Archive, which allows me to tap for 2 colorless mana. If I tap 2 mana and a tap, I can sacrifice the Archive and draw 2 cards. So these are the only 4 mana rocks I got. Here we go. There we go. The reason why Commander Sphere and Arcane Signet is not in here at the moment, because remember, this was monocolored, and I had and I was using Silvos. Silvos was just straight green, right? So I felt there was no need for me to have Arcane Signet and Commander Sphere in here whatsoever, because I didn't need to produce white. But now that I have Kaheera, I do have the option to make it a dual color deck, make it green white. The reason why I haven't done it is because I've already made a green and white deck that was Sithis that you all saw last week, the last show. So I really didn't want to do another green and white deck, but it's not off the table since I'm playing Kaheera. But at this point now, since I do have Kaheera, there may not be doesn't seem unreasonable to get Commander Sphere and Arcane Signet back in. And not only that, but also as I had noted, I only have 3 Urzatrons. The rest are all forests. I could throw in Command Tower and Path to Ancestry, even though white is not going to do anything except cover for the Convergence. The Convergence card. It's not unreasonable now, since I have Kaheera, to throw in such things at this point. So, but I just don't see the purpose unless I go with Cat Beast and then replace the forest with plains, half the forest with plains. But it really it's I don't know. I'm up in the air on that. You know what I'm saying? Comment down below and share your thoughts on whether I should, whether it's fine or not. But I wanted this to be straight mono green. But Kaheera's effect is like way too awesome to ignore, especially with when I started getting the dinosaurs, especially on the green side. But since I only have 1 creature type going, it made sense to have Urza's Incubator in here, so I could declare Beast and cut the cost down to 2. Urza's Incubator comes into play. Choose a creature type. Creature spells of the chosen type cost 2 generic mana costs to play to help get some of the beasts out. You know what I'm saying? Expedite the whole thing. Even make Kaheera a 2 mana drop, and overcome the commander tax, which is pretty good. But other than beasts, I have mana dorks. I have elves. It's very, very elves. The elven side is very elf centric. But I could always drop some of these elves, keep the mana dorks, and I could switch them out with dinosaurs and make dinosaurs my secondary group if I wanted to. Let me get the druids, the elves together here. I do have crows and Vorine along with, well, Kaheera's other creatures, but I do have the crows and Vorine. I'm not sure. I think the ruling is that it only targets one specific type per card. I could be wrong, but crows and Vorine, which is a cat's beast, I don't know if it'll get +2/+2. Oh, because it's a or. I guess that's why it wouldn't happen, because it's an or. Here we go. All right, so this is all the elves. Yeah, these are all the elves. So, I mean, I could drop the elves also if I wanted to. Some of these elves put in the command sphere and arcane signet if I wanted to. Let me start with the non-mana dorks. I got Elvish Archer, first strike, 2/1 creature. I have, let's see, I have Imperious Perfect, which other elves you control get +1/+1. Green in a tap, create a 1/1 green elf warrior creature token. So it gives me some extra backup. If I can't get the beast out like I should. I have Ivy Lane Denizen. Whenever another green creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, which is pretty cool because it's an enter the battlefield. And so if I so again with abundance, with the Descendants Path, Call of the Wild, if I play them off the top of the deck, they can because they enter the battlefield regardless of what condition. I get to have the +1/+1 counter on them, so they get very very beast. Get real beasting. And so here are my and then here's Wood Elves. I chose Wood Elves over well, now I could put Quirion Ranger back in here, honestly. Quirion Ranger could come back into this deck because I am playing white now, and I could just declare white for the Ranger. That's not a big deal. I could increase my mana dorks. Wood Elves. When Wood Elves comes into play, search your library for a forest card and put that forest card into play untapped, which is a big deal. Shuffle your library afterwards. Better than Saga the Tribe Elders because it comes into play untapped and it's good. Sure, you could say, well, you should play Saga the Tribe Elders, but they're not. But they're snake warriors. They're not elves. Which is pretty funny because I kind of lined up my snake creatures in green and elf creatures in green. I felt that elves are better because of the mana dorking going on there. So here are my mana dorks. I got 6 of them. I got Llanowar Visionary. When the Visionary enters the battlefield, draw a card, and I get to add a green. I have everyone's favorite elf, the Llanowar Elf. Just a simple tap to get a green. I got, let's see who else here. Draga Tree Speaker, very unique mechanic. It levels up when I tap a white and a green. So when it's between levels 1 through 4, I get to add 2 green to my mana pool on a tap for Tree Speaker. But if I can get up to 5, then all my elves, every single elf I got, will have the ability to tap for 2. Which is great for the Llanowar Elf, quite honestly, because I can, instead of tap for 1, I could tap for 2. Then I have Fyndhorn Elder. Fyndhorn Elder lets me add 2 green to the mana pool, which is pretty good. I have here the Llanowar Tribe, where I could tap for 3 green mana. And finally, I have Canopy Technician, which lets me tap for green mana, and other elves I control get +1/+1. But for the most part, I'm treating elves as mana dorks more so than anything else. Having cards like Ivy Lane Denizen, Elvish Archers, and Imperious Perfect. I don't know how I feel about having them. The reason why I have the Elvish Archers is because I didn't know what to fit in with any of the other elves. Wood Elves made sense because I can search for land. I can search for land and get it in there. But the reason why I chose Ivy Lane Denizen and Imperious Perfect is because the Perfect can let me create Elf Warrior creatures, and Lane Denizen lets me get +1/+1 on my creatures. So it kind of made sense to me to pair these up, because if I have both of them at the same time, I can create an Elf Warrior creature and it'll get a +1/+1 with the help of the Denizen. So it'll become a 2/2 creature, and it'll get a +1/+1, an additional +1/+1 from Perfect's own ability, which will make 3/3 Elf Warrior creatures. And if I have the Canopy Technician, that's another +1. So the elves will get very, very, very ramped up in that sense. But other than that, that's all I'm treating the elves as. I'm not really as more for mana dorking than anything else. And so that's why they're in there. So I'm not without mana deprived in that sense, but it doesn't necessarily mean that now, since Kaheera is a white green commander, that I shouldn't have at least Commander Sphere and Arcane Signet, Command Tower, and Path of Ancestry in this deck to run with. Even though I don't have any white creatures, but at the very least, it gives me something. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not sure what it is that I'll need, but in the meantime, I still want to do the dinosaurs. At the very least, have beasts and dinosaurs. The key problem, though, is that dinosaurs. Well, no, the dinosaurs are not a big problem, given the way this deck operates and runs. It's just a matter of what I want to get rid of, because the beasts, they barely synergize with each other. For the most part, they need a lot of help from all these enchantments, but they really do act a lot on their own. Whereas dinosaurs, they do tend to work together, which is very interesting. See, like for example, Crows and Beasts, it's got its own thing. It's got Threshold, which gets +7/+7. Then there's Delirious Fog Beast, which becomes blocked and prevent all creature damage. But then the dinosaurs, they can give each other +1/+1. When something happens to a dinosaur, an effect kicks in, that kind of thing. When another dinosaur gets hosed, which is a pretty powerful thing, all things considered. Let's see here. So let's open up this. And the first thing I'm going to do is find the Quirion Ranger, and I'm going to replace the Elvish Archer with it. Let's see here. So yeah, so here's some, here's the dinosaurs here, which is cool. Let me get my dinosaurs out. I'm glad I got them all nice and organized. I got them all nice and organized. I'll put them right here next to you, Kaheera. I could also do Overrun, but it's a one-shot deal, and I doubt I'm ever going to get the thing. There's Roaring Earth. I'm not sure how I could fit it, but when land enters the battlefield, I could put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. I'm not sure if it's really necessary or needed. I still got a Kodama's Reach to work with. Cool. Affectionate Indrik. Let's see. Here's another one. Here's another good one. Earthshaker's Dreadmaw. Really excellent. But again, I need another dinosaur to be able to draw a card. So unless I make this dinosaur heavy, unless I make this very dinosaur heavy and kind of like invert it, like I can still have the beasts, but if the dinosaurs are the ones that become the focus rather than the beasts, then I can interesting, a green merfolk warrior. I wasn't paying attention to these things here. But again, as I was saying, if I make the dinosaurs the main focus and let the beasts be secondary, and just have the elves Tetriary to provide me with mana rocks as well as the +1/+1 stuff, It could be this could prove to be a very very nasty deck. And not only that, but dinosaurs do love to play around with sapperlings, and I happen to am messing around with sapperling, a couple of sapperling cards. Let's see here. Here's some more dinosaurs. So yeah, I got just as many dinosaurs as beasts, but it's a very tough call. It's a tough call because it's like you don't want to disrupt the whole thing, but at the same time, dinosaurs do work together, and getting them out with the help of the Call of the Wild and company would make pretty a much scarier deck. Like if I keep the heavy hitting beasts, like the high costing beasts, the ones that clocking in at 8, 7, 8, 9, 13, and replace all the other beasts with just dinosaurs that can synergize off each other. It'll probably be something to be frightened of. Staring at beasts and dinosaurs that could do crazy stuff. So it's something. These are some things that I have in consideration for. That's why I got the beasts out. The dinosaurs are out. Let's see. I should have. Where is my Quirion Ranger? I'm gonna replace the Elvish Archer with Quirion Ranger. So I'm gonna update the analytics the analytics to reflect that change. Now that I'm gonna deal with Kaheera, I do have elementals, of course. In this thing, I do have elementals like Soul of the Harvest. But I don't know if I want to really do that. I did gather them up. See, I got like Fertilid here. But some of them are very low costing. And the point of having Call of the Wild and company is to bring out high costing creatures like Overgrown Armasaur, which is a 3/2 5 mana cost. And it's got Enrage on top of that. I'm gonna have to take a look at that one. Is that not in the deck? Oh, I'm gonna have to take a look at that one. Sorry, it's a completely different deck. And I do have cats too, like Sabertooth Mauler, as well as cat warriors, like Cat Warriors. but but it's completely pointless when you have these creatures that are 4 and under. When Call of the Wild's point is to not pay 12 mana for it. I know I'm repeating myself, but that's the whole point. I think I got all the dinosaurs out. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. I better put this sliver over here. Slivers. Here are more of my dinosaurs. I knew I had you guys here. Another Colossal Dreadmaw. Here's Thundering Spineback. See, like Thundering Spineback. Other dinosaurs you control get +1/+1. Here's the Ornery Dilophosaur and the Shifting Ceratops. Here's Runic Armasaur. So yeah, as you can see, the number of dinosaurs is just as big as my beast count. But that synergetic effect that the dinosaurs have, courtesy of Lost Caverns of Ixalan, is pretty awesome. I really did like that set. Um, I'm gonna do an extra, a little extra something and bring out. Oh, this is a card that I should have had. Oh no, because it went to yeah. This is a card that I should have in here. Revive. Return target green card from your graveyard to your hand. I'm gonna have to put that in there so I can give me a third recovery. I'll have to put that into consideration. Um, let's see. Primal Order, Regeneration. Come on. I wonder where my the elves might be in the front of the box. Because we're gonna be here all day if I'm sifting through this. But I think I got all of the dinosaurs out. Which let me pull this out. Here we go. Yeah. So as you can see, this is how thick my beast cards are, not including the ones that are in the deck. And this is the dinosaurs. So I got a lot, all things considered. But the bulk of my dinosaurs are in my other deck. They're my enraging deck. The top ones like Polyraptor. Those guys are in the in my main dino deck. So this would end up turning into a dino deck, sort of a quasi dino deck, compared to the other one, which I don't have a problem doing. Dinosaurs are so cool; they are so awesome. So yeah, all of my elves are in the front end, no problem. Let's not waste time going through all of this, and let's get to Let's get to the elves, so I could get the Quarian Ranger, and put that in. I'm not sure how I'm gonna replace Revive though, because a third recovery card from the graveyard is pretty good. That's a pretty good thing. For the deck, I am twisting my body all around, and you are staring at my back. I am so sorry. Oh, I could do this. Here we go. I'm like twisting my body on you guys, and I am just so sorry. That is so unprofessional. Here we go. Much better. Now you see me. Hello everybody. Hello world. Oh, so that's where I put all the slivers at. Okay. Interesting. Where'd I put that sliver card at? Oh, I put it at the end, right? Yeah, I want to keep it to the side. Sorry about that. I do have a sliver deck. Something that'll get covered later in the future. Human Shaman. Enchantment creatures. Oh, here we go. Right off the bat. Quarian Elves. All right, we found it. That was quick, very quick, awesomely quick. There we go. There we go. So, let me remove the dinosaurs. All right, and let's get the Elvish. Where's the Elvish? Where's Elvish Presley? Here it is. Here's Elvish Presley. He's like, oh. Look at that pose, man. He's like, So, actually, nothing's going to change. Well, actually, there is going to be a change. Elvish Archers has 2 power and 1 toughness. So, we're going to have to go into the analytics, and we're going to shift that a bit. So, here we go. Let me put Elvish Archers up here. So, the 2 toughness over here. 2 power. Sorry, 2 power. We're gonna remove that, and we're going to increase this 1 power. So now I have 6 creatures with 1 power, just like that. There we go. Okay. Toughness is still the same. They each have 1 toughness. Let's see, and this is a mana dork. So we'll come up here to creatures. Now I have 8 creatures that have the mana ability. And down here, that's about it. Okay. And the cost is still the same, so the mana curve still remains intact at 7. Anything else? No, there's nothing else. So the Elvish Archer is officially gone. Quarian Elves is now back into, is now in the deck, and it's not much. Now the question is, do I want to update do I want to put in the dinosaurs? Because the dinosaurs are still pretty good. And who would I have to get rid of to really take full advantage of it? Here we go. Okay, so here are my mana dorks. Here are the mana dorks. Here we go. Here are the mana dorks. We got Quirion Elves, Canopy Tactician, Llanowar Tribe, Llanowar Visionary, Llanowar Elves, Fyndhorn Elder, and Draga Tree Speaker. There we go. So there we go. 7 mana dorks. It's not bad. It is a nice compensation, but they are also easy to kill compared to artifacts, since they are creatures and creature wipes can happen and has happened. So it's a tough one. It's a tough call. Well, it's not really a tough call. Like I said, if I keep it within keep it within mana dorking along with wood elves. Along with the wood elves. There we go. Along with the wood elves, Ivy Lane Denizen and Imperious Perfect to help out. To help out. I mean, I might not need the Imperious Perfect, honestly, because it only works with elves, but it does give me elves creatures. Ivy Lane Denizens is definitely helpful because it's any creature as long as it's green. So I'm not sure if Imperious Perfect would be necessary, because the mana dorks are not going to attack in any way, shape, or form. But it lets me create creatures, which is good because if I can't get the beasts, out fast enough, and I happen to have the Imperious Perfect, I can at least drop an elf fast elf. But I don't know if that's going to be helpful in the long run. So it might be something I could either replace with maybe another elf mana dork, or if I have an elf that could let me search. But you know what then? Let us go to the view screen and head into Scryfall and see what we could do about finding an elf that can search. So here's elf. Alright, here's elf creature. Search. There we go. Oh, and also exclusively green. There we are. So there's 28 cards that does search. Do I happen to have any on me that I might be able to search? No, right? Don't have the Quirion Trailblazer. Realm Seekers, no. A lot of these are very old. A lot of these cards are from sets that I've never dealt with. Yavimaya Granger, I don't know if I have that. No, I don't have that. So yeah, the only one I have is Wood Elves, because all of these are from sets that I've never collected from. Okay. So there are Llanowar Sentinel? No. I do have that, but I don't know. Do I have that? No. It searches for Llanowar Sentinel. Nisa, yeah, Vastwood Seer? Sage, no. Oh, well. This one seems interesting. Green Seeker. Search your library for a basic land card reveal to put into your hand. Yeah. Yeah, that really stinks. And Elvish Channeler, Clan Caller is not enough. It's way too expensive. This one would help out. Farhaven Elf. But when Farhaven Elf enters the battlefield, you may search your land for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield, tap. Yeah, okay, there we go. So there's a card to go for. Farhaven Elf. I could do 2. I could run 2 of these. Like I'll replace the perfect for the Farhaven elf, and I can get land very quickly. So there we go. That's a plan. All right, there we go. So yeah, Farhaven elf. Replace an Imperious perfect. I'll still keep the Ivy Lane Denizen because of the +1/+1 counter to any creature. Um, and I'll have a lot of mana dorks and I'll have 2 searching elves to help out. um, so let's see here. Let me get my beasts out. And and I still have oh yeah. No, I need these 2. Oh right. No. I do need these 2. Well, that's Muldayas. They're elf shamans, but they're integral to the deck strategy. But so they're not mana dorks in that sense. So that's why it's a 12 count, 12 creature count. But other than the Muldaya elves, that lets me play off the top, especially if it's especially additional lands. Imperious Perfect might not be needed in the long run. Because it's not an elf heavy deck, so that's something I should consider going for. Then get Farhaven elf so I can get the land. Let's see here. So beasts, this one is a tough one. I mean, it doesn't sound tough, all things considered, but let's see here. If I wanted to go dinosaur. If I want to do dinosaurs, and do it the way that I want to do it, the way that this deck is, that I've designed this deck to run, I need to keep the hard hitting, high costing, dinosaurs. Let me get hard hitting beasts. Sorry about that. Beasts. But if I do that, then Urza's Incubator will have to. I would have to focus Urza's Incubator to reduce the cost of dinosaurs. If dinosaurs is going to be the dominant creature, it's going to be the dominant creature. I think I got all the beasts out of here. All right. So, like for example, here's Garruk's Horde. Keep. Let's see here. Here's Histrodon, which is 5. So I got 7 casting Garruk's Horde, 5 casting Histrodon, 9 cast Crozin Colossus, 7 cast Colonian Behemoth, 6 casting Terra Stomper, 6 casting Needle Shot Gurna, the Rampaging Baloth, which is 6 mana, 7 mana Spearbreaker, Giant Warhog. Let me slide that up. Giant Warhog with 6 mana, Adaptive Snapjaw at 5 mana, 5 mana for Nalia's Forerunner. Here's the Crozin Cloud Scraper at 10, the Exploring Behemoth at 12, Berserk Myrmidon at 5, Brontotherium at 6. Set aside is the Manglehorn, which is 3 mana, the Crozin Forine, which is 4 mana. Oh, and I needed to include the Manglehorn to the analytics. Leery Fog Beast, which is 3 mana, Sylvan Brush Strider, is 3 mana, and the Crozin Beast, which is 4 mana. Let me go back into the analytics. Sorry, this should have been updated here. The reason why I say that is because I do have another graveyard destroyer, Manglehorn. When Manglehorn enters the battlefield, you may destroy target artifact. Artifacts your opponent controls enter the battlefield tapped. So that's a card destruction. That's a destruction card. So this should be marked. So I have 4 actually removals. This one comes from Murders at Karloff Manor. So that was the new one that got added in over the weekend. There we go. But in a sense, it seems very easy. The question is which one. I could either make dinosaurs secondary or primary. Since I got so many of these high costing beasts that can swing hard, perhaps one of the things I could go with is what I could do is I don't want to get rid of the Crows and Vorine. Crows and Vorine can't be blocked by more than one creature. Leery Fog Beast, when it becomes blocked, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn. That's very counterintuitive. I think that affects everything. I think that affects everything, so I might have to. I might drop that. Sylvan Brush Strider is pretty cool, but it's only giving me 2 life, and then that's it. It's just sitting there, so I could drop that. I'm not getting rid of Crows and Beasts. Threshold is too awesome. An 8/8 creature on a 4 mana drop is nothing to sneeze at, and I'm gonna keep Manglehorn because it does destroy artifacts, and if it's artifact heavy intensive, especially creature artifacts, they'll come into play tapped. So I can get rid of that. I don't want to get rid of that. So those are the 3 that I'm willing to keep. But like I said, these guys are pretty cool. Brontetherium is a 5/3 creature of trample. I'm not sure if that's something I want to keep. The Berserk Marlodon, I've been in and out with this one, so I might be willing to drop it. Whenever a beast becomes blocked, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each creature blocking it. For 5 mana for a 3/3 creature, I don't know. Because how many creatures are going to block a 3/3 creature? Not a lot, really. It's probably just going to be one creature because it's a 3/3. Even if it, and I understand that you're supposed to pump it up. Put +1/+1 counters on it, so you can compel players to make multiple blocks. But I don't. But it's too situational. I think it's way too situational. Definitely, Exploring Behemoth is good. Crows and Cloud Scraper, despite the 2 mana upkeep, which is not going to be a problem, is good. This one is excellent. Forerunner has trample and gives creatures trample. Adaptive Snapjaw, whenever it has this ability called Evolve. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, if that creature has greater power or toughness than this creature, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. It's an enter the battlefield, but the +1/+1 counter thing, I don't know, feels very situational and a lot of mathy. Because how many creatures am I going to really drop a lot that can surpass when it gets more and more +1/+1 counters? I gave it a try. I didn't. I wasn't feeling it, but I might consider dropping it. The Giant Warhog, very straightforward, 6 mana, 5/5 Trampler, which is good. Sometimes the most simplistic of creatures and their abilities is great to have. You don't have to worry about monitoring so much stuff. Definitely want to keep the Spearbreaker Behemoth. It's indestructible, first and foremost. 5/5 creature, and I could tap 1 and target creature with power 5 or greater gains indestructible. 1 mana, so that means I could just tap a whole bunch of mana and turn all of my high-powered Crows and Colossus and and crazy. Crazy. What is down here? Oh my gosh, there's a card down here. What are you? What did you? What fell down here? Oh, a forest of the night. Oh no, you have to stay up here. Last thing I want is you getting bent. Rampaging Baloth is actually really great. It's got trample, 6/6 trampler, and whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you create a 4/4 green beast creature token. That's definitely staying in. Needleshot Gurna has reach, 3/6. I am keeping that because my deck is susceptible to flying creatures, and anything with reach with that level of power, definitely got to get in there. Terra Stomper, I found this card got my hands on it. It can't be countered, and it comes with trample. It's an 8/8. I think these are all the obvious ones because they are the ones I'm looking for. 9/9, 9/9. Histrodon. Histrodon lets me draw a card whenever it deals combat damage. And card drawing, I don't know if I actually do need it now, because I did get all the cards that I need to pull off my top deck combination. With the help of cards like Garruk's Horde, Trample, play with the top card of your library reveal, and you may cast the top card of your library if it's a creature card. Since I have cards like that, and the Mudaya elves, and cards like Abundance, I don't think I need Histrodon anymore. For 3/4, it's a trampler, but it's very expensive, 5 mana cost, and it's a 3/4 creature, and I might be able to squeeze that, maybe put that in there, put dinosaurs in here. So yeah, this is very ultra powerful beast deck going on here. Let me put these low costing ones, which have very good effects. Crozen Beast, Mango Horn, and Crozen Vorine. In which it can't be blocked. I still don't know how I feel about Provoke. When this attacks, you may have target creature defending player controls untap and block if it's able. I get why, because it can't be blocked by more than one creature. I don't know. Provoke is such a good thing, quite honestly. But thankfully, it's a Yume effect, so I don't have to activate it at all and do things with it. So that leaves me with 5 slots here. I have 5 slots of beasts. So these 5 beasts are going to go bye-bye. So now the $1 million question is, what do I want to replace these 5 with? Well, like I said, the criteria for this deck to run is that they got to be high costing monsters here. Despite the fact that that there's some very good good stuff, like Ornery Dilophosaur. It's got Death Touch. Whenever Ornery Dilophosaur attacks, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, the Dilophosaur gets +2/+2 until end of turn. But then I have something like this, the Thundering Spineback, where other dinosaurs I control get +1/+1, and I could create a 3/3 green dinosaur creature token, which really really great pairing with my Landfall Beast. Where are you at? Yeah, with my Rampaging Baloths. Here we go. You know what I'm saying? Like, pair it up with Rampaging Baloths. I can landfall to create a 4/4 green beast. I can tap for 5 mana to get a 3/3 green dinosaur. Dinosaur Trampler. This is definitely gonna, most definitely gonna go into this deck, and that is the Colossal Dreadmaw. It's 6 mana. I'm not gonna add the Thrashing Brontodon. It's 1 mana and a sacrifice Brontodon to destroy target artifact or creature. I mean, it's not bad. It gives me creature it does give me card destruction, but for 3 mana, I don't know. Honestly, Overgrown Armosaur is definitely coming in here. Well, no, not yet. I gotta look at my other Dino deck. Make sure I have the Armosaur in there. I think I have the Armosaur in there. There's one way I could find out. It's very quick. There we go. Very quick. Yeah. No. Here it is. Pantlaza. All right. This is how I'll find out much faster. Did I put this creature in here? He should be in here. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I did put Overgrown Armosaur in there. Thank goodness. In my other my Dino deck. So I will put this here on the side for consideration. Grazing Whiptail is forecast. Spike-tailed Ceratops is a 5 mana creature, 4/4, can block an additional creature each turn. Is this something that I would like? Is a good question. Maybe not. Crested Herd Caller. If I pay 4 mana from the Call of the Wild, I get to have 2 creatures easily. Because when the herd caller enters the battlefield, I get to create a 3/3 green dinosaur creature with trample, and it has trample itself. I'll put this here for consideration. Earthshaker Dreadmaw, most definitely gonna go in here. Did I already put that in there? No. Let me just line it up like this here. Thundering Spinebag, Colossal Dreadmaw, Earthshaker Dreadmaw is definitely coming in here. I get to draw a card. That means I get another card draw resource to my tactical. Oraska Frillback is a 3 casting creature. It could sit to the side. Regal Behemoth, when it enters the battlefield, I become the monarch, and whenever I tap a land for mana, I get to add 1 mana of any additional color. For consideration, I'm going to put that for consideration. Let me show you the Regal Behemoth. I'll put that for consideration. Dinosaur Egg, it's definitely not going in there, but this is a pretty cool card overall. Here is Topiary Stomper. Topiary Stomper. When it enters the battlefield, search my library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped and shuffle, but it can't attack or block unless I control 7 or more lands. It's a 3 mana cost, but it does let me get a land. So I might put that here for consideration. I doubt it's going to go in there. Death Gorge Scavenger. Whenever Death Gorge Scavenger enters a battlefield or attacks, you may exile target card from a graveyard. If a creature's card is exiled this way, you gain 2 life. If it's a non-creature, then it gets +2/+2. Not really worth the trouble. Not worth the trouble. Yeah, I got a lot of low-costing creatures here. Do I have anyone that's big? Let's see. This is Drowsing Pteranodon. That's Defender, not good. Wayward Swordtooth, it has Ascend. You may play an additional land on each of your turns. Wayward Sawtooth can't attack or block unless you have the city's blessing, which means I need 10 or more permanents. 2 situational. Sunfrill Imitator. When it attacks, you may have it become a copy of another target dinosaur. Nah. Again, it's too low costing. Araska Frillback is a 4/2. Not bad. This is not a bad card. 3 mana for a 4/2 creature. But it has no other effects on there. Shifting Ceratops. 4 mana. It's 4 mana, 5/4. Can't be countered. Protection from blue. If I tap for green, it gains my choice of Reach, Trample, or Haste. I will put this here for consideration. It's a 4 costing card. So it's more of a push with Call of the Wild, but that type of ability, I wouldn't really look past that. Verdant Sun's Avatar. When it enters the battlefield under control, I gain life equal to that creature's toughness. Whenever Verdant Sun's Avatar or another creature enters the battlefield under my control, I gain life equal to that creature's toughness. Let me put that for consideration. I might put that in there just so that way I could gain life. Have another Frillback. Thrashing Brontodon, that's another one. Scion of Calamity, Myriad. Whenever this creature attacks for each opponent other than defending player, you may create a token that's a copy of this creature, tapped and attacking that player or planeswalker they control. Exile the tokens at end of combat. When Scion of Calamity deals combat damage to a player, destroy target artifact or enchantment that player controls. I would say yes, because again, this lets me destroy things. That's definitely going to go in there, and I can attack opponents at the same time, multiple opponents at the same time. So that's a definite yes, which is good. And it costs 5 mana, and it's a 5/5 creature. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 more card to throw in there, and I'll have 5 dinosaurs at the very least until something happens. Shifting Ceratops, I don't know. I think that Verdant Sun Avatar might be the best one to go with, just for the fact that I can heal. I can heal at any time. I get a card out into the battlefield. And what's great is that it enters the battlefield ability, which means that cards like Rowan and Abundance and so on can work with this card. So I think maybe this is the best dinosaur to go with, because all the others are pretty good, but they're one-time shots. Overgrown Armor Sword requires it to be damaged in order to get that Sapperling token. The only other good one is Shifting Ceratops, because it's a 5/4 creature for 4 mana, which is pretty awesome. And it can get Reach, Trample, and Haste, as well as can't be countered and protection from blue. So I don't know. I don't know if that's something. Maybe it's something if I can find a way to squeeze it in. Maybe. How many beasts am I running at this point? I mean, maybe I could drop one of the elves for it. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, sorry, I'm not even counting the beasts. That's all right. It's all right. I'm running 12 elves. Do I need? And I wanted to get rid of the Imperious. Well, no, because I'm getting rid of the Imperious Perfect for another fetch land creature. So we'll put this to the side as consideration. But the 5 dinosaurs I got right here. So we're gonna add in. Here we go. Verdant's Son's Avatar, Scion of Calamity, and we're gonna update the analytics. Okay, and perhaps along the way, maybe as time goes on, as I play Kaheera more, I might be able to remove some of these beasts if I can be able to execute if I can find more potent dinosaurs, or if I can squeeze some of these other dinosaurs in, or maybe even the low costing dinosaurs, just like I have the like a couple of low costing beasts. Some of these low costing beasts that I got here, maybe increase the number from 5 to 8. It might not be unreasonable for support as a tertiary group, because the elves are the primary support, but having these dinosaurs, perhaps it really depends over time. Like maybe Giant Warhog could go away. I don't know. Giant Warhog might not be something I want to get rid of, but maybe something like Brontotherium in favor of some of these low costing dinosaurs that has very good support effects. Let's see here. Let me round this up here. Like maybe get rid of the Vorine in the end. Well, no, I'm gonna keep the Vorine because it can't be blocked by more than one creature, and that's a big deal. Who else could go? Who else could go? I might be willing to depart with. It's a tough one. This is a tough one. Definitely don't want to lose the Bailots. Yeah, so it's a tight one. This is very, 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 very tight to go with. I mean, the Giant Warhog, all things considered, maybe I could drop the Giant Warthog in the end. Yeah. I mean, the Giant Warhog is a straightforward trampler, but the Shifting Triceratops has a crapsack ton of effects for 1 less, and and it only loses 1 toughness. So yeah, I'm gonna replace the Giant Warthog with the Shifting Ceratops. It's still pretty good. So 4 mana drop. Yeah, there we go. So at the very least, I have 6 dinosaurs to work with, and that's fine. I'm not sure how I'm gonna fit Revive, because I think Revive could help out. That's something I'll have to wait until I actually play through, do a full playthrough. So let me make sure I have all the beasts round up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Um, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14? Yeah, that sounds like a good number. That's a good number. 14 bees, 14 bees, 6 dinosaurs, 20 combined, and Kaheera will support them all with its effect. So let's close out by updating the analytics. We're gonna close it out by updating the analytics here. So since this is all the dinosaurs here, let's start with the mana curve. Let's start here at the top. I'm probably gonna forget a few things, honestly. Any of these dinosaurs tap for land? No, they don't. So they don't have mana abilities. Let's see here. Shifting Ceratops has 4. Oh wow, I'll have to reorganize the whole entire. Yeah. Okay. I didn't. I should have. Let me get these guys out, so I don't have to do this crazy little thing here. So we got Histrodon, Leery Fog Beast, Brush Strider, the Myrmidont, and here we go. So these are the 6 creatures that are that I removed. So let's look. Let's cut down their mana. Let's cut down the mana curve. There we go, and there we are. So let's see, 3 mana. We're gonna remove that. Here we go. We're gonna remove this. Wipe that out. And no. We don't want to do that. Move that. So that was the 3 mana, and we got another 3 mana. So the 3 mana cost went down. Wipe that out. Alright. What's the next one? Next up is 5 mana. So the 5 mana cards went down. 5 mana cards went down by 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Alright. So that got cut down to 3, and 1 6 mana card went down by 1. Alright, that went down by 1. So that's the 6 creatures that do the mana curve. Did any of them do any type of... Yes. With Histrodon Gun, the draw resource is now down from 5 to 1. From 6 to 5. And that was... that's it on the tactical side. We're going to be losing a lot of high-powered power and toughness. First and foremost, Adaptive Snapjaw. So we're going to lose the 6 power and the 2 toughness. 2 toughness. Okay. Next up is Giant Warhog. We're going to lose 5 power and toughness from him. 5 power and toughness. Here's the Brush Strider. Gonna lose 3 power and 2 toughness. Okay. Next up is the Leery Fog Beast. That's 4 power and 2 toughness. So that's going to go down to 0 for the time being. We're going to see what's going to change. Now, what's good is that a lot of the 2 toughness creatures are going down, and that may be a good thing because I need very high toughness. I need that high toughness defense from creatures like Beast. Berserk Molodont is going to lose 3 power, and that's 3 power and 3 toughness going down. And the Histrodon, which has 3 power, 4 toughness, that's gonna bring it down. So I'm losing a lot of 3 power creatures. 4 toughness goes down as well. There we go. Alright. That's gone. And now we're going to add. Now it's time to add. Alright, let's start with Shifting Ceratops. So that's so now the mana curve 4 mana. So now I have 15 4 mana cards. It's got power 5, toughness 4. So that's going to increase here, and the toughness went back up. There we go. Next up is Thundering Spineback. This is 7 mana. So that's going to increase on the mana curve. Increase 7 on the mana curve. There was originally 3 7 mana costing creatures. Now we get 5 power 5 toughness. Yellow and blue. Okay. Next up is Colossal Dreadmaw. This is a 4, 5, 6 6 mana creature. So 6 went back up on the mana curve, and it's a 6/6 creature. So 6 power and 6 toughness. So 6 got an increase. It got an increase in power and toughness meter. Next up is the Colossal Dreadmaw, another 6 mana creature. Okay, there's another 6 mana creature, and it's also 6/6. So yeah, 6 got a nice little boost there on the power and toughness meter, and 6 is actually a pretty good number for blocking and attacking. Next up is Scion of Calamity. This one is a 5 mana creature. So 5 mana got a little boost, got its boost back. Well, got 1 slot back. And this is a 5/5 creature. So here's 5 and 5. So it's another increase. Okay. And finally we have Verdant Sun's Avatar, which is a this is a 7 mana creature. 7 mana, so 7 goes up by 1 on the mana curve. Just like that. And it's a 5/5 creature. So we got 5 here and 5 here. So this this fundamental change here. Now there's no creatures with 4 power. Very interesting. It's very interesting that I got going here. 4 creatures with no power. As for tactical, let's see here. I have a draw card. So the Histrodon got replaced with a card drawing Earthshaker Dreadmaw, which is good. So it was so that got compensated. We had compensation there. And that's about it, huh? No. Scion of Calamity. Scion of Calamity increased removal by 1 over here. Card removal by 1. Destroy target artifact or enchantment that player controls. So now I have 5 cards that do that remove send cards to the graveyard. And that's about it. There we go. All right. Yeah. So those are the dinosaurs that I added. It feels a little on the tough side, but it's not that bad because even though they do work with each other and so on, beasts really clocking in with some nasty damage. Really nasty damage. I got some really good scary beasts, and I want to keep it that way. It's a little weird, looking at the power meter with 4 power being null and void. It's devoid of 4 power. But the other key thing is that I don't have beasts with 3 toughness and 2 toughness. That I was able to cut it down. Most of these now should be the elves and assisting. Just certain creatures, but in terms of the beasts themselves, in terms of the beasts themselves, it's not. They're not clocking in at low. They're clocking in at high hitting along with the dinosaurs. So there we go. All right. So the analytics has been updated for Kaheera. I still want to get that one more card from the elf, the Fairhaven elf, the Farhaven elf, so I can fetch for land, and I can have two creatures I can fetch for land at least, which is fine. Wood elves. I added another mana dork, which is good, and increased the mana curve. So it's just a matter of squeezing in the commander sphere and the arcane signet. Even though I don't have white creatures, even though I have Kaheera, and I don't have any white. The only other white card is the convergence, which requires white mana. You know what I'm saying? But it's something to consider in the future. Something for consideration. And if I feel like there's a couple of more. Well, I don't want to even it out actually, because I was thinking about adding more dinosaurs, but I don't want to really even it out unless I want to lean hard into the dinosaurs, and just. But I got way too many awesome heavy hitting beast creatures. So yeah, we're fine. We're good. All right. So no mana efficiency test today until for Kaheera, until I can at the very least get the signets in, get signet and Commander Sphere in, and also Command Tower and Path of Ancestry. You know what I'm saying? Get some more mana rocks and get Farhaven. So I'm not gonna do any mana efficiency tests until then. So that's it, everybody. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you had a good time. I hope it gave you good insight in your deck building needs for your commander decks out there. I think oh yeah. Oh yeah, sorry about that. Unfortunately I didn't have enough time for this. But I missed out on the pre-release, but the store was still selling pre-release package, the pre-release package. So I just figured I'd show you off Murders of at Karloff Manor. I was able to get that and got some pretty good cards. As you saw, that one card that I got, that one beast card that I have in here that I added, crap, I forgot his name. I got so many beasts in here. I added it from this stuff here. Yeah, Manglehorn. Here it is. Yeah, Manglehorn comes from Karloff's Manor. That's the one that I got from the pre-release. So, but just to do a quick run here, so that way I don't deprive you. I did get cards like Escape Tunnel, interesting, fun stuff like Demand Answers and Tomic Wielder of Law. So I got cards like that. A whole lot of crazy. Oh no, that wasn't from Karloff's Manor. Wait, how did I get that card? That's the wrong symbol, isn't it? Manglehorn is the wrong symbol. Ah, dang it. Sorry, I thought Manglehorn was from Karloff's Manor. Oh well. Anyway, after going through all these cards here. Oh yeah, Pick Your Poison. It was Pick Your Poison that I put into the beast deck. That was a easy put. Sorry, that was the one that I put into the deck from Karloff's Manor. Pick Your Poison. Such an awesome card. Choose one. Each opponent sacrifices an artifact. Each opponent sacrifices an enchantment. Each opponent sacrifices a creature with flying. 1 mana. Beautiful. That was an obvious. Spot in there. But yeah, maybe maybe another. Well, not really. Oh no, nah, that's fine. Yeah, maybe no. So haven't seen from these cards what Carlos Manor is offering. Karloff Manor is offering. It's a nice thematic, flavorful set. I might consider building a detective deck. I'm still considering it. I don't know if I'm gonna do it. I do have a detective here. I got a whole bunch of detectives out of these packs from the pre-release. Let me put the pre-release here so you could see that. There we go. So you can see that I got the pre-release. Where is it at? Just something that I might consider. I don't know if I want to do lean into the thing. One of the reasons why is because it feels like they're so situational when adding things to other decks. I mean, sure, Suspect is all nice and everything. Creature gets menace and can't block, but then you have clue tokens and you know, saying then they created Disguise, which is a souped up morph, which is pretty awesome. It just feels too specific. I don't know. It feels too specific. Like you can't slot it into your own commander decks. I'm just looking at sample size. To be honest with you, I'm sure there are tons out there. This is very awesome. Like I said, very thematic. Case of the case cards. That must be new. That must be new to the whole thing. So, I thought about adding this one to my Sithis deck. Yeah, or something something to that. No, there was another case that I got from White for Sithis, but where is it? I have this detective card. Where are you at? Oh yeah, and some cool creature types like elf, crocodile, detective. That is such a gnarly thing. And I do have a lot of detectives here. A lot of detective cards, and it's got my attention, but I'm not sure if this is something that I'll lean hard into. Oh, here he is. He was all at the bottom. Alquist, Proft, Master Sleuth, legendary creature, human detective. He has vigilance. When Alquist Prophet, Master Sleuth enters the battlefield, investigate, create a clue token. It's an artifact with two mana and a sacrifice, draw a card, which is pretty cool. Sacrifice then his second effect is X mana, white, 2 blue, tap, sacrifice a clue, and I could draw X cards and gain X life. Doesn't sound too bad for a detective deck. It's white blue. Something I might consider. But much like Lost Caverns of Ixalan, I'm not scooping up a crapsack ton of cards like I did with Neon Dynasty. Neon Dynasty I really loved a lot, all things considered. But but it's something that I'll consider. What I'm really honestly waiting for is Thunder Alley. That's the one that I might be willing to scoop up a lot of cards on. Because that whole Western theme sounds very, very fun, very, very interesting, very, very cool. Here we go. I don't think that's gonna work. Here we go. So let me at least put him here. So he might be something I'll consider, and I'll just probably cherry pick if I decide to lean in and make a deck from Karloff Manor, a detective deck. But don't expect it. But it's something I might consider. Unless it's something that could work alongside Thunder Alley if they're gonna have like the marshals or the sheriff type. If it's gonna be Western theme, that'll be something really cool. have a posse deck. Have a posse deck. So let me just put you here so you could see the pre-release box. So there we go. So that's about it. I think I'm gonna do. Well, I'll see what I'll do because the new precons are out and all that stuff from Karloff Manor. So we'll see next show. But other than that, the next one that I'm gonna cover will be Shotokai Genesis Engine. That one needs a lot of help. That's gonna need a lot of analytical help. So, but that's gonna be the next of my commander decks. But I don't know what I'm gonna cover for the next show. We'll have to see what happens. So, thank you all for joining me. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe, follow. You know you'll want to. And thank you all for joining me. And with that said, I wish you all a good night, a buenas noches, and oyasumi nasai.